Walter Berry hit 2 of his 16 right here. St. John's up by 8 with 5 minutes to go, but Arkansas wouldn't quit. Joe Klein, who had 23, puts it in. Arkansas down by just 1, but St. John's hangs on to win 68-65. Okay, more scores. Midwest Regional, Oklahoma 75, Illinois State 69, Louisiana Tech a 79-67 victor over Ohio State. What about Illinois? Of course, they take on Georgia tomorrow, and our Dan Roan was at the Illini workout today in Atlanta.
Before we leave,
everything was top secret in Atlanta today. Practices were closed and coaches treated a news conference like it was a POW interrogation. Maybe they were all dumbstruck by Lou Henson's orange pants. Whatever, there wasn't much news here. You say you want to know how the Illini players feel about playing Georgia tomorrow?
Our players know very little about Georgia. I've seen them play several times on TV, and we do have a lot of tapes on them, but on the way over, we were talking, and they really haven't seen them, and they didn't watch the game yesterday, so they probably can't answer any questions on Georgia.
The Illini let their play do the talking yesterday against Northeastern, and they would appear, after surviving injury and defections earlier in the year, to be at the top of their game heading into the Georgia contest.
I think through all the adversity we've had this year and all the problems, that I think that it's made us a stronger team, and it's made us a lot closer team. And I think that's going to help us in the tournament. I think we played really well against Northeastern, and I think that's a good indication the way we've been playing the last 7 games.
Illinois and Georgia here tomorrow, with the winner to play Syracuse or Georgia Tech next Thursday in Providence. At the NCAA Eastern Regional, Dan Roan, WGN News.
And Dan, of course, will have a report for us tomorrow night. High school basketball, Providence, St. Mel, and Chrisman for the state Class A championship. No contest, friends, all Providence, St. Mel. Watch the break now. Fernando Bunch. Look how they operate this thing to Ilya McGee. It's already 10-2 Providence, St. Mel. Now take a look at Lowell Hamilton, who hopefully will be doing some of this when he goes to Illinois. The old alley-oop, he had 21. And there's a little bit of tipping around right here. Hamilton's going to wind up with the ball in the alley-oop. Take a look at this. Unbelievable. Now in the second quarter, right off the tip here, Douglas Johnson jams it home, 32-8 at this point, the final 95-63. Congratulations to Providence St. Mel. Now let's turn to some baseball. The White Sox have acquired free agent Oscar Gamble, who at one time played for the White Sox. Today, the White Sox lost to the Yankees 6-3. Floyd Bannister pitched well. Ron Reed did not pitch so well. Cubs and Brewers in Sun City. First inning, Davey Lopes, base hit. Chico Walker, whom the Cubs are really high on, comes around to score 1-0 Cubs. But take a look at this. Scott Sanderson delivers his first pitch, and Randy Reddy was ready. The first pitch of the game, guys, a home run, and this ties the score at 1-1. But in the third inning, the Cubs go ahead to stay. This is Thad Bosley, who's a super sub and a great pinch hitter, but he wasn't pinch hitting today. There's a base hit, 2-run score. Walker and Lopes, to be exact. That makes it 3-1. The Cubs go on to beat the Brewers 6-1. Go Cubs. Now, of course, the Sting had some spirit today against Pittsburgh. The Sting winning by a score of 5-3. We're going to spotlight Karl-Heinz Granitza here because he's pretty good. Third, it's 3-2. Neil Roberts right here in the third period to Karl-Heinz Granitza. That ties it at 3-3. And the game winner now in the fourth period. Look at this teamwork. This is real nifty. Granitza to Morera, a cross-centering pass to Roberts that made it 4-3. Oh, yeah, Neil, real nice. And then Karl-Heinz Granitza get his 100th career goal, and he gets the hat trick for the day. Mike Lashev feeds him the final 5-3 Sting. One more basketball note. Congratulations to North Park. They are the Division III champions. They beat Potsdam State 72-71. The answer to our quiz, the guy that owns the NBA record for most career personal fouls, Elvin Hayes, he committed 4,193.
Not a guy to tangle with, I guess.
No, Big E was an intense ball player.
What about Georgetown? Are they going to be able to get by him?
I would say at this point a lot of people would go against, obviously, Loyola. But I'll tell you this, it's a great opportunity for Loyola to play the #1 team in the nation. And I think they'll make a good showing. I really do.
Should be a good game.
Oh, yeah. Great game for Chicago going up against
Pasadena. A lot of hustling
in
that game today.
And, oh, my goodness, they hustled. They're so great shooting from the outside. They're quick. We're looking good. The Ramblers are good.
Thank you, Bob. Mayor Washington's ship of state may be sailing into some foggy waters. News analyst Joel Weissman has this report.
Perhaps it didn't catch your eye, but the mayor's new press secretary, Alton Miller, made a major pronouncement the other day. He said there will be no more leaks at City Hall. That made some old-timers chuckle, for even in the days of Dick Daley's iron rule, there were leaks. And the Washington administration is a much looser ship, to say the least. The ship is so loose, for instance, that many crew members don't even know who the mayor's new press secretary is, let alone listen to what he says or orders. Like many in the media, I was invited to a special reception the mayor held for his new press secretary. I was unable to attend, but I sent a note wishing Miller luck in his new job. Just to make sure I had the right address, I called the City Hall to check. Incidentally, the operator I talked with wasn't sure of the zip code at the hall, but the story gets much better than that. The letter had a WGN return address on the front, and this week it was returned to the station. Someone at the hall, who sure won't be following Miller's edict about leaks, marked it, "Please return to sender, cannot locate." Locate Miller, that is. They didn't know who he is. Bang went the stamp, and the letter was on its way back. Now, Mr. Miller is a pretty decent sort. He seems to have caught on to his job quickly, appears bright, and even scored well on the mayor's behalf during the recent bugging controversy. But perhaps the mayor's new press secretary ought to have his own press secretary, if only to get better known. If people know who he is, maybe they'll listen to him more about leaks and stuff. Why not write Mr. Miller and see if your letter gets delivered? And if it doesn't, don't leak the fact, or he'll be real mad. I'm Joel Wiseman.
Thank you, Joel. Tom, we had a real nice day today.
Yes, it was.
More of the same?
A little cooler tomorrow, Bob. Not quite as nice as perhaps you'd like, but wait till you see the forecast for next week. We've got some real live, honest-to-goodness Pacific air coming in, and that's going to change our weather dramatically, and we'll be back with that forecast in just a moment.
I have chosen for my sofa fabric this. I want a shade of carpet that matches this shade of blue exactly.
At Olson Rug Company, we get all kinds of requests for all kinds of colors.
See this stripe? That's what I want. We want something to go with Fifi's color. Apricot, isn't it, darling? Do you have it?
Yes, plus you save from 22 to 44%. It's almost impossible to surprise us. Olson Rug Company, where your color is on sale now.
It seems to me we can't agree.
You never let me win.
I like it thick.
I like it thin.
Oh, another fine mess we're in.
Whether it's thick slabs or paper-thin shavings, no matter how you like it, Jewel's Deli will slice to order, so you always get a fresher, better taste.
Making others happy with the little things you do.
Well, Stanley, they've done it again.
If it's important to you, it's important to Jewel.
These Midwestern farmers believe in giving everyone a fair deal, and they expect one in return. They've always gotten along with the travelers on that score. And last year, we gave farmers like Tom and Harvey a deal that they thought was more than fair. The travelers offered them a customized farm and ranch policy that gave them better coverage for their money. Ask them if they think the travelers deals fairly. We're pretty sure they'd say, yep. At the Travelers, we believe fairness is good business.
You have to feed the family dog, but this family can't feed you. Dreyfus Growth Opportunity Fund.
Well, you know, the technology that we have available to us today, it's amazing to watch the weather because we can put it in motion as we do most nights. And this is the blow-up of quite an interesting weather development that's taken place across the Midwest and is going to cool us off quite dramatically tomorrow. We're repeating a sequence of about 14 hours of weather movement, and swirling up here in lower Michigan is a big storm that has produced 6 to 7 inches of snow in upper Michigan. Now, the winds around this are coming down in such a way that they're bringing some little low clouds down this way, and it looks like those may, after perhaps a little sunshine tomorrow morning, spread across area skies, and these things may even produce a little snow shower, perhaps mixed with a rain shower, before or just after noontime tomorrow. Then clear air out to the west will come in. Notice the storm that's passing to the south of us. We've been fortunate in that we've missed that in the area today. This cool air that's coming in is a high pressure which will be sitting by this time tomorrow evening about here over Sault Ste. Marie, and the winds swirl in such a way around this system that this will send a northeast wind in by noontime and through the afternoon. afternoon tomorrow. That could build up a couple of clouds and will mean some much cooler temperatures because the lake is still cool this time of the year. But it could be far worse. You know, from this point in the year on, for instance, back in April of 1982, we had quite a snow around Chicago. We had about 10.5 inches of snow in that particular storm, and of the top 10 storms that have occurred in the Chicago area, as far as heavy snowfall goes in the last 10 years, 2 of them have occurred from this point on, so you can still get quite a bit to occur. Well, tonight, here's a big storm that's racing off to the east, and we'll move over to this side as we repeat this animation of a storm that finally has brought some rain to North Florida. This storm is staying to the south of us, as have a couple this week, and the reason is because of the upper air pattern that we've got, and we'll show that to you now. There are 2 jet streams, not one across the country, 2 jet streams, and let's show that to you. We have one cuts across the southern states, another one comes in from the northwest, and so the northwest flow here keeps these storms running along the Gulf Coast and out of our area. But this big storm that's developing tonight is expected, as you can see on our forecast, to sweep up the east coast, and this will produce an area of snow in New England out well to the east of us tomorrow. Nothing to worry about here. We're looking at the clearing out to the west, and that could mean some warmer temperatures around Chicago. In fact, look at the readings tomorrow. You'll see the warm air bulging up into the plain states, 60s and 50s not far west of us. Just a little dip. That's the cool air coming in here tomorrow. So that warm air will be coming in the coming week. And we look for 38 tomorrow to change to 51 on Monday. And the best day of all looks like Tuesday, 62 forecast at that time, 53 Wednesday, and 50 on Thursday. Right now in Chicago, we're at the day's low of 31, and colder air from Canada is coming in on gusty winds. There'll be some scattered clouds tonight, and a low down to 26 degrees, winds 8 to 18 from the north. Colder tomorrow. A little sun in the morning gives way to clouds in the afternoon, and there may be a brief snow or rain shower. Then clearing toward evening again, a high up to 38 degrees and northeast winds. Clear, cold, and less wind tomorrow night, as low as 20 in the suburbs and 29 at the lakefront. Light variable winds, and then a nice day to start the week. Sunny and milder, a high of 51, a little lower at the lake. And then during the day on Tuesday, we'll be up to 62 with sunshine, Bob. And there's no mention of any significant rain until we get into, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. That's when we could have quite a system coming in from the west.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. And pedigrees take center stage when we come back.